Hi everyone, my name is Rose, and this is gonna be for my books that I'm gonna be talking about. So I finally finished the next 10. So I'm gonna be talking about the other books. So I'm now halfway from my goal for this year, and I don't know if I'm gonna reach my goal of 40. I may. I'm kind of like in I'm like kind of don't want to read, but I kind of want to read at the same time. So I think I may take like a week off of reading and then see how I feel later. But I'm hoping I can still like catch up and maybe finish the 40 books this year. So yes, like I say in my other videos, the books are gonna be in the description box, along with the dates that I have finished them, and also a link to my Goodreads account. So if you want friend me on Goodreads, go ahead, kind of thing. So let's get started. So first one I read is the first book for the Sisters Grimm by Buckley. Oh, the Sisters Grimm is the name of the book. The series is The Fairy Tale Detectives. This was a pretty good book. I mean, it is I think it's like more like younger kids. Like I read a lot of like younger kids books because they're easy to read, and sometimes like I just don't want hard to read books or whatever. So yeah, but I don't know if I would pick up the other ones, but I enjoyed this, and yeah, it's about like these two girls who discover they're like descendants of like the Grimm brothers, and like they discover like fairy tales are real and stuff. They become detectives to help solve like fairy tale crimes and stuff. So interesting. Next book I read is a man called, I think it's Ove. When I first got this book, I kept calling him Av, but I think it's Ove. This is originally written in, I think Swedish. Yes. The Fredrik Backman, I almost said Backman, he is Swedish, so I think this was originally written in Swedish. I don't know who translated it. I don't know if it was himself or someone else. Like you never know with like translations. Like I've read a couple books that's been like translated, like the Cornelia Funk books. She's German. They've been translated. I have The Never-Ending Story, which was originally a German story. I haven't read that one yet. I've seen the movies, but that's originally in German. So. But yeah. So I think it's Ove, but I'm not 100% sure. Like this book I picked up because like I went to a Goodwill and some lady was like, "What kind of books do you like?" I'm like, "I don't know." And she just handed me like this one and then the second one. She handed me this book and then a book called The Nightingale, I think. I haven't read that one yet, but I really like this book. It was different from what I usually read, but it's been the kind of books that I've been reading more lately. I think like maybe last year I started reading more books like this, and like now I'm like more like reality, kind of like less fantasy and like magic and stuff, and more like real people, like real stories kind of thing. So yeah, it's about a grumpy old man, and he it's very sad. It's a very sad book at the beginning, but then you in the end it turns out pretty happy. So yeah, I would recommend this book. I'm not good at reviews, and if you've been on this channel for a while, you know I'm not good at reviews. Next, I read The Crazy Rich Asians, 3 books. First off, I I like got all 3 of these this year too. Like I ended up going to Goodwill, I think, and I got this book, and then like end up a week later finding the 3rd book. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to Half Price Books and pay a little more money just to get the 2nd book, so I could just read them all. Because Half Price Books is pretty expensive. Like most of the time I get books for like under $5. Like if it's $5, it's kind of expensive. So like, this I paid like $8.50 at Half Price for, which is, it's not the most expensive book, but when I usually get my books for like $1 to $3, it's kind of pricey. But I read these 3 books, and I was like, I need to film this right away so I can loan these to my sister, because I think she'll like them. And me and my sister watched the movie together when it came out in theaters. We watched it in theaters. I think the 2nd one's like a movie coming out soon. But yeah, I read these, and I really liked them. At some points I was like, oh, I don't know, but but these are pretty good reads, and if you liked the movie, I think you'll like these books. And I feel like I liked the movie better though. I mean, some things in the books are like better, but like I feel like the movie felt more like magical and like extravagant, and then this book was just like, what? Where did that come from? It was like this is the 3rd book, and I'm just like, why? We didn't even get a build up to that. We just sprung out on us out of nowhere, and I'm like, what? But yeah, I don't remember which one of these are my favorites. It's been a while since I finished them. Like the bad part about like doing these and like only doing them when I have like 10 books is that I forget a lot of what is in the books by the time I like film them. Cause like I probably remember the last 2 books I read, maybe 3, but yeah. Next book I read. Oh, and these were by Kevin Kwan, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know whatever language he's from. His name is from. I don't know. There's so many countries. There's like 200 countries. Like, and there's thousands of languages. Wait, was that right? Is there 200 countries, or is there like 2,000? No, there's like 200 countries. And like there's thousands of languages and even more dialects, and it's crazy. And I cannot think of how to pronounce everything. I barely can pronounce English. So, and that's the only language I know. So next I have Exit West by Mohsin. I'm pronouncing that probably wrong. And Hamid. Mohsin Hamid. I'm probably pronouncing the first name very wrong, but I don't know. Because I have no idea how you would pronounce that. This is Exit West. I didn't really enjoy this. I'm gonna end up decluttering this. But this is about like 2 people. They are in a warring country. I think it's like a pretend warring country. It's like not a real one. And this has some fantasy in it. This does have some like magic in it. And they like get together and become like boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. And then I feel like they move faster than they would normally because it's like a warring country and there's like explosions and lots of people dying and all that jazz. And then like magic doors open up. Like you can go, a door opens up and you go through the door and you like are in this like, imagine you're like in India or something, and then you go to like Italy through this door, and it's like, okay then. It's like that. But like, yeah, these doors just open, and you just go through them, and then you're in like some other place. And I don't know, so I didn't really like this. I feel like it was kind of more of a, I feel like I didn't understand the way it was written very much. I got confused a lot when reading this. And even though this is only a like 230 page book, I feel like this took me a while to read just because I was kind of confused with the way it was written, and it wasn't like super light and easy. It was like kind of like confusing and all that jazz. But yeah, I'm gonna declutter this book. Next, I read this book, which is Boyfriends with Girlfriends by Alex Sanchez. And this is basically about some high school teenagers questioning their sexuality and stuff. It's like, because this one and this one I read because I was like, okay, I'm behind. I can catch up with these shorter books. And like this one I actually read pretty fast. Like this one is like 215 pages. And I really enjoyed this. It was like, it was not like any big meaning. It's just like, it's just teenagers being teenagers, I guess. I don't know. But like, if you like love and stuff, like there's not really a mention of, there's like questioning things and all that stuff, and she's probably my favorite character. What was her name? Kimiko. That was her name. I don't know why. I almost like Kikomana. Like, that's the brand of soy sauce. Don't say that. I was like, it starts with a K. But she's my favorite. But yeah. So like these two become a couple, and then those two become a couple, which is cute. But yeah, it's just, if you like reading like teenagey books, you'll probably like this. I don't know. I'm not good at describing books. Okay. Next, I read these two. It's a duology. Is that what you call two books? It's book one, book two, and there's no more. There's just two in this series. I don't have a lot, two books. I have quite a bit of trilogies and then longer ones, like trilogies, and then like other series that have like 6 or more. Like I have those kind of books. Just Claire is bothering me. But this is Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, and then Between the Spark and the Burn by April Genevieve Tucholke. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Also, but yeah, I enjoyed this one better. I feel like this one, even though there was a plot, I feel like the plot was kind of and I feel like the character development in this wasn't that good. This one, like near like I think maybe 3/4 away, and I got like actually like scared. I was like, oh my god, I'm kind of scared. I don't read scary books at all, like, but like I was a little scared. I was like just thinking about it all the time, and I was like up with nightmares a little bit. But like even The Sixth Sense scares me a little bit, so I'm like, I can't be scared that much. Like the only scary movies I watch are like, I like the psychological ones. Like Frailty is probably my favorite horror movie, and that's the only one I really watch is Frailty, which twists and turns a lot. But yeah, so I got scared during this, and then I was like, oh my god, is these people gonna die? And like, no, they're not. But I enjoyed this one. So it's basically about a boy who comes to stay at this the guest house of these twins that are like 17, I think, and they go and they're left alone by their parents. The parents are like artists, and they go and just go wherever they want, wherever the muse is, and they just left them in this mansion by the sea. But yeah, so this boy comes, he went to the guest house, and then he has like magic powers where he can like make people see things and stuff. So yeah, but I would maybe reread this one, but I don't think I would reread this one. So I'm kind of just waiting, and like this book, this Exit West is the first declutter of the year. But I think I may actually end up decluttering these at a later date. I just don't know yet. So, yeah. I want to, like, give myself some time. And then maybe decide later. Because, like, the first one I think I would reread, but the second one I wouldn't. And I'm like, but I don't really want to split them up. So, like, I need to figure that out. I don't know. And then the last book I read was, because I was behind, and I want an easy read, because I have been behind a lot. And I just feel like a lot of stress lately with reading. And even though this book is a really easy, quick book, it took me like 4 days when I could have probably finished it in a day or two. So yeah, I think I just need a break for like a week or two, and then I can get back to like my normal like reading, because like I'm just struggling, and I'm kind of like hating books, but also not at the same time, you know what I mean? But this is Jules Verne. This is Around the World in 80 Days. And this was only like 130 pages, but like it has pictures on like every single, there's pictures. This has like a interesting smell. But this is old. This was from my grandmother's attic, so I think this was probably gotten in the 70s maybe. So this has a smell to it, an older book smell, which is kind of like a dusty smell, which my asthma doesn't like. But I enjoyed this. It was very different from the movie, because I watched the movie before. I watched half of the movie recently, because I'm not good at watching movies. Like, I can't sit through a whole movie. It just takes a long time. I'm just like, usually after half an hour or maybe an hour, I'm like, okay, can we do something else, please? Yeah, so I have a hard time sitting through movies. But yeah, it's very different from the movie though. But I enjoyed it. And it was really easy to read. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Like, is he gonna get arrested? And he did, so I'm not like spoiling anything. This book has been out for like, I don't know. Jules Verne is French too, so I think this was translated. I think these translated, the English translated ones, are described as leaving a lot out. Like people translate it and then made it more for kids, so they cut out some things. So I would be interested in maybe figuring out like how different the like cut and non-cut versions are. Okay? So